What's going on, y'all? What's up? It's Monday. It's me, Erica. I am a mess, child. I look a mess. I'm a mess. It's a mess. It's Monday. It's Monday. I'm trying to get my life together in these mirrors. And a Hellcat, because I'm a hellraiser. I don't owe a nigga no favors. Yes. Come on, Kodak Black. Ignorant ass nigga. Young and May is not pleased with him. Every time he comes on any kind of live and he starts talking about her, he starts talking about how he wants to fuck her. How he wants to fuck her. And here's the thing. I think it's disrespectful. I don't think it's admirable in any way to encourage anybody who is not a lesbian to sleep with Young M.A. She don't like you niggas. She doesn't like niggas. She don't like you niggas. Like, I don't understand why y'all have this obsession with her. Like, it's so weird. And she keeps calling you niggas weird. And Kodak Black is weird. All you niggas is weird. Like, if a gay motherfucker was to be getting on live every single time, saying what they want every time they got on live, talking about how they want to fuck one of you straight black niggas, you guys would have a fit about it. But because it's a woman and she sleeps with women, y'all think that, oh, this is an opportunity for me to have some kind of threesome. You guys are weird, like straight up weird. That is a woman who likes women. She does not like men. She don't. Y'all need to stop getting on lives and saying you want to fuck her. That's disrespectful. It just is disrespectful. Because y'all wouldn't like it if a gay man was on live every day talking about how every time he wanted to fuck one of y'all. You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. So y'all need to stop doing that to her. That just reminded me because Kodak, I was listening to Z, Kodak Black and Offset and Travis Scott. That's my shit though. Anyway, so what did y'all do this weekend? What did I do this weekend? I relaxed for the most of the weekend. I watched a very, very good show on Netflix called Afterlife. Also, if you haven't been able to watch, and I know y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I watched the majority, not all, because I fell asleep, on Andrew Schultz, who is the co-host of Brilliant Idiots with Charlamagne on their podcast, with Joe Rogan on Joe Rogan's podcast, which was 3 minutes and 11 seconds. 3 hours and 11 minutes of them just talking about everything. And Andrew had a lot of good points about like where Netflix is going and how Netflix is operating and how Netflix just paid all this money to get Friends to be able to be streaming. They bought it off of ABC, NBC for like a year or something. But anyways, so that was a good conversation. I watched it on Friday, but I fell asleep on it, so I still gotta watch the clips that I did miss. But what I did see was very interesting conversation about really about everything. But then I watched this series, which is just a 6 30-minute episodes called Afterlife with Ricky Gervais. And when I tell you that Ricky Gervais did his motherfucking thing with that series, it is about a man who works at a local newspaper, and his wife dies of cancer, and her brother owns or operates or is the manager of this newspaper. So they work together. But Ricky Gervais is really grieving and mourning his wife, who says that it was his best friend and blah blah. They were married 20-something years. And it's just a lot of great writing. He's very sarcastic, very dark. There is some dark moments. I laugh at a lot of sarcasm, so it was some of the shit was funny to me. A lot of the dialogue I related to when it comes to just being human and being able to grieve and being depressed and thoughts of suicide. It was so good. And I'm like, it was moments like, it's one of those shows where you're just laughing at some crazy shit, and then all of a sudden you get like the dialogue starts getting really serious and very relatable, very dark, just my kind of shit. I like Ricky Gervais because I like how quick he is. I find he's very quick, and they show a lot of the characters are very quick-witted, back and forth with sarcasm and shit. And he just meets these different people on his journey who have, you know, an impact. It's kind of like an impact on him in his grieving process. It's so good. It is so good, you guys. Like, there are times when I'm sad, like watching and listening to the dialogue, and you know, he has this dialogue with this girl about God, about believing in God, and then he has another dialogue about God with a woman that he meets at the cemetery when he's going to visit his wife. It's just really good. You know, it shows him he's really going through his grieving process. House is a mess. No food in the house. You know, his brother-in-law keeps worrying about him because he keeps telling people he's going to kill himself. And he keeps saying, you know, when somebody asks him how he's doing, he's like, besides the fact that I want to walk down the street and punch somebody in the face and shoot everybody in the face and then turn the gun on myself, I'm doing great. It's just like that kind of comedy, like that kind of dark comedy, but really a great dialogue. It's called Afterlife. It's 6 episodes. And it like wrapped it up very well. Like, I don't even think there needs to be a second season. It was really good. It was really good. And he wrote and directed. I was like, okay, Ricky Gervais, you did your thing, because it was really good. And I was like, I will watch that again because the dialogue was really good. I really want to watch the dialogue because it's a lot of quotables, a lot of things that really resonated with me. But anyways, but yeah, I watched that. What else did I watch over the weekend? That was really the only thing I spent like 3 hours watching. That's another thing that was talking about, like how Netflix, you'll be like engulfed in like 3 hours and then look up and you're like, damn, this was 3 hours. Like I said, 6 30-minute episodes of this show, Afterlife, on Netflix. Go watch it. Let me know what y'all think about it. Let's see. I didn't watch any. I like to watch like action films, but what I've noticed lately in Netflix, they're putting a lot of foreign films, and it's like, I want to watch them. Some of them are really good. I need to write the names of all the shit that I be watching. I watched some French film about some nanny killers, the nanny killers, about this French woman who was she French? Who went to London as an au pair, and then she never came back. She was gone for 18 months, and her employers killed her. Honey, baby, when they talk about what they did to this girl, the husband and the wife, and she wouldn't leave. It was weird. You guys got to watch it. It's half in French and half in English, because of where it happened. So that's on Amazon Prime. I think it's called The Nanny Killers. But her name is Stephanie Lionnet. Sophie Lionnet, Lionnet. Go look it up. You can look up the story. It's a documentary, and look up the story so you can get an idea of what it is. But it was a trip, because the only reason why they caught his ass, why they caught them actually, and because they ended up turning on each other, but when they caught him is because he was burning her body in a goddamn barbecue pit in their backyard. And the people started coming around like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm barbecuing for my family. I'm making lamb. Honey, it was a trip. It was a trip. And then who the nannies, the owner, because they really acted like they owned that girl. But the boss, the woman, she was connected to some man, some guy in Hollywood, some white dude. I think he's Australian or something, but she was connected to him in some kind of way, and some way in her head, like I think she had a child with this man, the mother of the child that the nanny was watching. But somehow in her head, she decided or felt like the nanny was sleeping with her ex-husband, or had some kind of affair going, not ex-husband, but ex-boyfriend, the child's father, not her husband or boyfriend or anything like that. And she had in her head that this woman was seeing him in some way started to torture her because of it. Crazy. But it was really good. What else did I watch? What else? Nothing else. I can't remember off the top. That's what I said. I said to myself I was gonna start writing stuff down that I watched, because I'll be watching some good shit. Like I watch some really good movies, especially the ones that are like, you go to the foreign film section into action adventure, because I like action and adventure films, but like those action adventure films, but the foreign films, they'd be really good. I want to watch this Japanese film, because I already know the choreography in terms of the fighting is going to be incredible, which I fucking love. So I've already saved. I forgot what it was called. I just saw the damn trailer. There was no talking. It was all fight scenes. I was like, okay, I'm about to watch this. I'm gonna watch it later. And then there's this thing called on Netflix, another like a bunch of short episodes, like 11-minute, 12-minute episodes, called, I think it's called something about love, robots, and something else. But it's on Netflix too. It's another dark type of show. But I saw like the episodes were like 11 minutes, but it said it was very mature, so I couldn't watch it, because during the day I have to watch that when the lights go out. But other than that, the weekend was very relaxing. I stayed around the house. It was beautiful outside. Went to the park, did some little grounding practices and exercises, because I've been feeling, I don't know if you could, well, I have not been doing I have been doing keto like on 25%. I have not been eating right at all. I have not been doing my stare. I haven't been doing anything. I just, like I said, like, remember like last week I needed a day off. I've just been in this like kind of like state of just, I don't want to say, I'll just say it was depression, like a state of depression. And when that happens, I don't pay attention to what I eat. I don't pay attention to anything like that. So I've been off, but I'm going to get back on. So I'm going to get back. We're going to be fine. We're going to be skinny. Okay. So don't worry. All right. Over the weekend, there was Jess Hilarious. I almost forgot to talk about that bitch. Y'all know how I feel about Jess Not Hilarious. I don't like her. I think she's homophobic. But over the weekend, we found out she's also xenophobic. Jess Hilarious. You are going to end your career, honey, before it gets started. She was on an airplane, and 3 people of the Sikh faith who wear, and if you don't know anything about the Sikh faith, they wear I don't want to call them turbans, because it's the way that it's wrapped. I don't know the correct term. Whoever knows the correct term for the turban-like wraps that they wear on their heads, let me know down in the comments, because I don't want to get it wrong, but it looks similar to a turban, okay? And she was on an airplane, and she was making videos talking about these Muslims. So now we're tapping into Islamophobia, okay? These Muslims got taken off a plane because they look suspicious, and she didn't care. She don't want to be on no plane with no Muslims and all this other stuff, and I don't give a fuck. And she's telling everybody she don't give a fuck what they think, her safety and all this other bull. So just a bunch of ignorant, typical ignorant shit. Like I tweeted, Jess Not Hilarious is the typical type of a certain type of woman. She's homophobic. She doesn't like Muslims. Then she's gonna come back and say she has Muslims in her families, but I didn't know there were different type of Muslims. So your whole ignorance, you're just gonna jump all the way out the window, bitch. I didn't know there was different type of Muslims. Teach me. After you done told everybody fuck you, after you done told I don't like I said, I don't like her. So this is like, because a long time ago, before she was on any television show or anything like that, she was still Jess Not Hilarious. Jess Not Hilarious, Jess Hilarious on Instagram, making videos. She said something about a gay man that was not like blatantly homophobic, but I was like, okay, bitch, I see your angle and I see where you coming from. You know those type of people, like, they know they homophobic xenophobic. They don't want to be called homophobic, but they have some anti-gay views, and you know how they look at gay people. It's very anti-gay. Not to say they homophobic. Nobody likes to be called homophobic because you know how disgusting it is. The same way white motherfuckers don't like to be called racist. Y'all niggas who are homophobic don't like to be called. We just don't agree with it. It's nothing for you to agree with. Nothing for you to agree or disagree with where somebody puts their pussy or where somebody puts their penis. It's nothing for you to agree with. I can't believe I always fall out when somebody says, I just don't agree with it. There's nothing for you to agree with. It's nothing. Mind your goddamn business. Mind your penis. Mind your pussy bill. Don't worry about what the fuck other people are doing. It's nothing for you to agree or disagree with. Nothing. And I said it a long time ago. I said, that bitch is homophobic. Something is wrong. Something ain't right about her. Then 4 weeks ago, in the comments on Instagram, she called somebody the F word and said that's just the way she talks. Then a month later, here she is on an airplane calling a bunch of Sikh folk Muslims and then being okay with them getting kicked off a plane just 3 or 4 days after some white nationalist bullshit ass coward goes into a mosque and kills 50 people. This is off the heels of that. And here you are talking the same bullshit. Like, no. And y'all do what y'all want with her. I won't support nothing. Nothing. I tried to watch Rel's show. He don't have to worry about me watching his show at all. I don't support that at all. I'm not telling anybody who to support and what not to support, but I'm not supporting Jess Not Hilarious. Because now I see you don't like gay folks and you don't like Muslims, but you got Muslims in your, like, she came back. Like, and you're a comedian, you can't write this shit. She came back and said, I have Muslims in my family. I have Muslims in my family, and I didn't know there were different kind of Muslims. Teach me. Bitch, we're not teaching you a motherfucking thing because you're one of those ignorant ass bitches who doesn't want to learn a motherfucking thing. You think you know every goddamn thing and don't know shit at the same goddamn time. You calling people the F word, then on some Islamophobe bullshit. You don't trust people. And then the irony of it all, she's in a video talking about how she don't trust these people with wraps on their head, talking with a goddamn silk scarf on her fucking head. If somebody would have told that to expose all your goddamn edges, bitch, like, that shit is whack. That shit is whack. I'm not telling nobody what to do with her, but I don't support Jess Not Hilarious. I don't support her. She has a group of people. It's the same kind of people, those same kind of women, those same type of women. If somebody would have told her ass to take that shit off her head, it would have been an all-out goddamn war. She would have been asking for people to boycott the damn airlines, everything else. But you think it's okay for these people to be taken off a plane. And then when she gets back on the plane, I told y'all, see, we back on the plane. We back on the plane. They're not on the plane. See, it's my safety. I have to think about my safety. I don't understand, as a black woman, how could you be so insensitive to other people and like, I could understand it. I don't even know why I said I can't understand it. When I say I can't understand things, it's because it's like so easy to understand why it's wrong. And I'm so tired of people talking about saying things that they know are wrong, that they know are insensitive, that they know is bigoted, that they know is racist. You know these things, but then after you get in trouble, see, I don't know if she thought people were going to join in with her and start laughing, but nobody was laughing. She got drugged all Sunday morning. A lot of people were like, who is this girl? And why is she saying? A lot of people who are not in our community, and I'm on Twitter reading, like, a lot of people like, who is this girl and why is she saying these awful things? And then somebody in the comments come back and, like, in the replies come back, oh, I just found out she's on a show with Lil Rel, and then they tag him, and then they tag the show, and then they tag the channel. This is what y'all hire? These are the mess your whole shit up. You got on a network television show, and you out here saying these things. This is the reason why a lot of the shit that happens in terms of clout and notoriety and influence, when it comes from the internet, when you get famous from the internet, that's the reason why people talk about record deals and stuff like that. Even though we know it's wrong, but there is a structure that comes with having a manager, having a publicist. There's a structure that comes with that. When you on the internet willy-nilly making videos and you become famous, you don't have anybody telling you. You don't have an A&R. You don't have anybody telling you this is how you should act. And like, she just strikes me as a type of, she's gonna do whatever the fuck she wants, and she's always so proud of how wrong she is. It's really strange. She's always like, she's gonna stand in her shit, but she be dead wrong. And somebody else said on Twitter, every time Jess Hilarious is trending, it's for some stupid shit. Always, like, I understand she's a roaster, always talking shit. Always, that's her thing. That is her thing. But you out here on some like xenophobic bullshit. Like, you afraid of these people because you have a rap on your head talking about how you afraid of people with raps on their heads. Like, you are a stupid bitch. I don't even give a fuck. You a stupid bitch. You a stupid bitch. And I don't care if you feel like, oh my, you could look at my hair. Like, she self-deprecates as a way to say it's okay for me to talk about people because I can talk about myself in a deprecating way. I could talk about myself. So it's okay for me to roast other people. No, it's not. Your career is going to be, your career is going to remain on the internet. I won't say it will be over. I will say it will remain on the internet. I know she's doing tours, and they say she has a lot of talent, but this is a different time. And just like Desus and Meryl said, there are some things you can't say. You can't say as a comedian or not. You can't say it. So why would you? And why would you do that? And then why would you eliminate that part of your fan base? Do you think your fan base is a bunch of straight black women who hold these same kind of views? Do you think that? Like, no, nobody thinks that shit is funny. That shit is whack. That shit is so whack. So that's what happened with Jess Not Hilarious. So I don't know. She came back talking about, teach me. No, don't nobody want to teach your stupid ass. You're an ignorant ass bitch. You come to class with no pencil and no paper. We ain't teaching you a motherfucking thing. Go to the principal's office. Sit there for the rest of your career. Because that shit is whack. But that's the type of person. That's why I said she is a certain type. She is a type of a certain type of woman. She's a particular type of a certain type of black woman who holds a lot of conservative views, but is still very in other like when it comes to homosexuality, when it comes to like Islam, when it comes to anything outside of black Christian ideas, that's the type of woman she is. And then when somebody say something to her, now all of a sudden she wants to pull the black woman car and say everybody's screaming and scream women's empowerment and all that other bullshit, when all she does is roast people and talk shit about people. But you did the wrong thing. I couldn't believe, I saw that, I was like, is she serious? And then I was like, bitch, you got a rap on your head talking about you don't trust people with turbans on their head. But doesn't Nick Cannon wear a motherfucking turban, bitch? Like, you're so ignorant. And then you be so proud of your ignorance. Like, you want to stand in your shit, but it be a bunch of ignorant ass shit. I don't fuck with Jess Not Hilarious. Anyways, I did want to talk about these, I was online this morning, I get online this morning, and somebody was tweeting about how black people don't have culture. Black Americans don't have culture. And I've said this over and over again. And a lot of times I just feel like I'm repeating myself with the things I say, but I guess it's okay. It's fine. But I used to think like that. I used to be like, we don't have no culture. And I correlated having a flag with culture, right? Like I don't get to wave a flag with pride. You know, that really used to bother, when I tell you, that used to bother the fuck out of me, not having a flag to wave with pride. Like, I can wave a California flag with pride, half of it with pride, because a lot of the shit that happens out here is on some racist liberal shit. Like, the liberals out here be fucking racist, and I don't give a fuck how many linen bags they have when they go to the damn checkout line at Trader Joe's. Them motherfuckers is fucking racist, and that's just what it is. So if anything, I do wave a fucking flag. If I wave a flag, it's going to be a California flag. I don't wave an American flag because I just don't like what it represents. There's no pride. I don't have no pride when I look at that flag. So I used to always be like, man, we don't have no culture. We don't have this and this and that, you know. But as I've grown, I've learned, right? Okay, we all do. We all have the capacity and the space to be able to learn things or ideas to change about how we felt about things, you know, 5, 7, 10, 13 years ago, whatever. So somebody's online saying black folks don't have a culture. Okay, I used to feel like that, and I'm like, no, I don't. I used to feel like that, but then I realized what it was, and this trope that black people don't support each other, I had to realize where that stemmed from and what that was rooted in as well. Because when you look at other ethnic groups, brown, dark skinned ethnic groups, okay? When you look at them, whether they're coming from Africa, whether they're coming from the Caribbean, whether they're coming from Latin America, wherever they're coming from, they have a flag, they have a set, they have food and all this. This is where culture, you know, culture, values, food, rituals, things like that. That's where culture comes from, right? So we do have cultures as black Americans. The one thing, the idea that we don't support each other, that is not black, that's black Americans. This is my theory. Black Americans, because the American value system outside of what our natural, like, either if you're indigenous to this land or you come from an ethnic group outside of the United States, dark colored people, there is a sense of community and collaboration, and a thought of we have to stick together in order to rise. And this is how those groups come to America and progress, because they stick together, whether it's 6 people in the house, 6 people in the car, what people think is funny and they make fun of and make jokes about. But what that is people bringing their resources together so they can move up economically, right? And that is the reason why the Latin American culture is moving up like that, because they stuck together. When they moved here, they stuck together. American value system does not promote collaboration. It does not promote community. It promotes individualized successes. The success is on the individual. The success is not for the group. You hear somebody say, when somebody goes to college and graduate from college in a different ethnic group, we graduated from college. We graduated from college. Little Jose Rodriguez, when he went to college, we graduated from college, because we know when Jose gets into a position where he has some power, he is going to bring his community in, his other qualified members of his community into this, so that we can build an economic power and rise up. Black Americans, we are not there yet, because we're American, not because we're black. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is my theory. This is my point of view, and this is my perspective, okay? And it's not because we're black that we don't support each other. It's because we're American. And I have a video on that where I was just ranting and talking. I just hit record and was talking about it. Now, a lot of people don't agree with me. Yes, we do support each other. I think we support each other, and in a performative way, when we have an opposition coming in our direction, when we have somebody who is not black, we do gather around, and which I love that. Like me talking about Jess Hilarious, but when Yes Jules came for Jess Hilarious, I'm going after Yes Jules. Do you understand how that works? Okay, I'm glad I'm backing up Jess Hilarious when that happens. Oh, I'll get back to you, because I was talking about Kareem Hunt. Somebody was telling me about Kareem Hunt this weekend, and he was talking about how he got suspended and stuff like that. And they said, well, I said, well, who's the person that he assaulted? It was a white woman. I said, okay, so how did he assault her? What happened? Well, he had gone up to her room. I said, oh, he's on his own. Did nobody tell you your ass? I don't know why y'all see these women as a symbol of power, and their power is so much more than yours that they can say one word and your damn career is over, halfway over. So he's on his own with that one. But getting back to my idea about Black Americans, that is my thing, is that it's not because we're Black that we don't support each other. It's because our value system it comes from an individualized thing. It comes from individual. When somebody graduates from high school, when somebody graduates from college, when there's a celebration, because they know that this person is now in a position to put other people who look like us. There's nothing, to me, I don't see there's anything wrong with nepotism. There's nothing wrong with nepotism. There's nothing wrong. Like I was telling somebody the other day, if these women that are being hired, they don't want to work, you can find other qualified Black women. Doesn't mean because these group of Black women are not performing to their standards, doesn't mean you got to go out and find somebody else that doesn't look like your people. You can go out and find somebody else who are qualified and who want to work and who have a good work ethic. Not everybody has a good work ethic. Doesn't mean because they don't have a good work ethic because they Black. They just don't have a good work ethic and they happen to be Black. So we gonna find other Black folks with good work ethics to hire. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is my theory about the idea that we don't support each other. It's not because we're Black. Because we don't even come from, whether you're indigenous or from the diaspora. Other communities do not come to I was about to say to California. Other communities do not, other dark copper complected people do not come from other communities in the world and come to America and abandon each other. They don't do that. They stick together. We bring our resources together. If everybody needs to buy a 5-bedroom house and we have 5 families living in this house, why? Because we're saving our money. We're going to school. We're paying for people to go to school. We're making sure that the people in our community are put into positions where we can get some power. That is what Black Americans need to do. Yes, we have an idea. We want to move out of the hood because we see, moving out to the suburbs is a symbol of wealth and prosperity. But you forget about your community as a whole. And when you do that, if you do have a lot of money, nobody's saying that you have to move back into the community where you don't feel safe, because it is a fact that our people live from a place of lack. So a lot of us don't feel like, oh, if somebody has it, I can't get it. So I have to keep it to myself. That's where that comes from. That's an American mindset. So what we have to do is really build each other up and stick together. We cannot feel like, okay, well, now I got money, I'm gonna move out to whatever suburb, I'm gonna move to the valley or whatever the fuck, wherever you gonna move, and then not reach back and say, well, at least let me donate some money to this local after-school program in my community. You're taking money out of your community and then moving into another community, and then you're putting your money into that community, and that's not your community. But anyways, I'm here. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful Monday. Y'all take care of each other. Protect your energy, and we are going to have some merchandise coming soon. All right. Peace.